Hey guys, we're going to do a retelling activity today with our Three Little Pigs book. If you'll remember, we have talked about this before. The three parts of retelling. At the beginning, what happens at the beginning of the story, the first part of the story? And then in the middle. In the middle is really where the problem seems to appear, the part where something goes wrong. And then the ending. At the end is where the problem is solved. Let's look at our story that we've done this week. We've got our beginning, our middle, and our end. Now, I've got this started up here for us. What we're going to do when we retell this story, we're going to put parts of the story in the correct sequence. Now, I know that Miss Kaler has done an activity with you about sequencing. Try to remember, what does it mean when we put things in a specific or certain sequence? It means that we put things in a certain order. So we have to think back at our story, The Three Little Pigs. We have to think about what things happen at what time in the story. I've gotten this started for you. If you remember, the beginning of the story, when we get started, the three pigs say, "Bye, Mom." They decide to go out on their own into the world, okay? And then they decide each to make their own kind of house. Now, I've gotten this started for you. This little pig says, "Can I please have some straw for my house?" And then he built his house of straw. Now, so far, are these parts in the correct sequence, in the correct order of the story? If you said yes, you're correct. This is exactly what happened. Now, I want you to think, what was the next thing that happened after this pig made his house of straw? And I'm going to find it for us in all of my pictures. What was the next part? The next pig, "Can I please have some sticks for my house?" It was the pig who wanted to make his house of sticks. And then I've got his little house right here. Okay? So all along while we're doing this, we're trying to make sure that we have everything in the correct sequence or the correct order. So we've got the straw, and then we've got the house of sticks. Now think in your brain, what happened next in the story? If you said that the last pig wanted to make a house of bricks, you were correct. So we've got this pig asking for some bricks for his house. And then here, he made his house of bricks. I'm going to put that right there. So this is the beginning of our story. Now we're to the slow down part because a problem appears. Can you remember what happened in the middle of the story when we slow down the problem? That's right, the wolf shows up. So we've got the wolf. He comes in to the house made of straw, and he huffs and puffs and blows it down. What happened after he blew down the house of straw? If you said he went to the house of sticks, you would be correct. So he huffed and he puffed, and he blew down the house made of sticks. And then what happened? Well, if you remember correctly, he went over to the house made of bricks. So this is all the middle of our story. When the wolf showed up, that was our problem. Now he got to the house of bricks. Did it blow over? No, it didn't. So then we get ready for the solution to the problem. Do you remember what happened? What was the solution? How did they solve the problem? Well, that third pig who built his house of bricks started thinking, you know what? I bet he's going to go down the chimney. So he got, remember, the fire ready. Okay. And he put, here he is, thinking about that wolf. Now in this retelling, he put a big pot of water in the fire to make it hot. And he was thinking that wolf is going to go down the chimney and get burned. And that's exactly what happened. And that was the end of the story. That's how the solution happened. That was how the problem was solved. They got rid of that wolf, didn't they? So when you're retelling a story, you're going to talk about what happened at the beginning of the story, the middle of the story where the problem appears, and then how the problem is solved, the ending of the story. And we'll be doing some more of this next week also.